Welcome to Space Age Rabbit. Today, let's take a trip back in time and count down the top 10 shows of the 1964-65 season. All right, let's get right into it. At number 10, Combat.
Combat.
Combat followed a squad of American soldiers fighting their way across Europe during World War II. Led by the experienced Sergeant Saunders, played by Vic Morrow, and the younger Lieutenant Hanley, played by Rick Jason. The group faced not just enemy fire, but the exhaustion and fear and the strain that came with life on the front lines. The show put a lot of focus on the soldiers themselves, their relationships, their doubts, and the choices they had to make in the middle of war. Combat aired on ABC on Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you. Love the academy and these cadets, but I'll die at the dance.
You'll do fine.
You're a chaperone. I never went to a military ball.
Keep cool.
Way I perspire,
Try something new.
secret isn't new.
This secret is, see? New, even more effective. And keeps underarms so dry you stay cool, calm.
I'll try it.
How do you two keep so cool?
Military secret?
New Ice Blue Secret, now even more effective.
At number 9, Peyton Place. Peyton Place premiered in September of 1964 and became one of television's first primetime soap operas. Set in a seemingly quiet New England town where secrets were never far beneath the surface, in what looked like an ordinary community, but was filled with hidden scandals, complicated relationships, and constant drama. The series followed multiple characters and intertwining stories, all unfolding week after week. It also helped launch the careers of young actors like Mia Farrow, Ryan O'Neal, and Barbara Parkins. Peyton Place aired twice a week on ABC, with two separate time slots with very different results. The Tuesday night episode aired at 9:30 p.m. and ranked number 20 for the season, likely held back by strong competition from Petticoat Junction. But the Thursday night episode, also at 9:30 p.m., performed much better, reaching number 9. At number 8, The Lucy Show. On The Lucy Show, Lucille Ball plays Lucy Carmichael, a widowed mom navigating life in New York with her kids and her best friend Vivian, played by Vivian Vance. Lucy's late husband left her a trust fund, which is tightly managed by the no nonsense banker Mr. Mooney, played by Gail Gordon. And much of the comedy comes from Lucy's constant attempts to convince Mr. Mooney to let her dip into the fund, usually for one of her latest schemes or questionable ideas. The Lucy Show aired on CBS on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. At number 7, The Dick Van Dyke Show. The Dick Van Dyke Show followed comedy writer Rob Petrie as he balanced his work on a television variety show with life at home in suburban New York. At the office, Rob dealt with the personalities of his fellow writers and his demanding boss. While at home, he shared a warm, loving relationship with his wife Laura, played by Mary Tyler Moore. The series blended sharp writing with physical comedy, thanks in large part to Dick Van Dyke's easy charm and incredible timing. The Dick Van Dyke Show aired on CBS on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern.
The Dick Van Dyke Show has been brought to you by New Extra Strength Dash. It makes your automatic clean like it's 10 feet tall.
At number 6, The Red Skelton Show. The Red Skelton Show had been a staple of American television since its debut in 1951, with Red Skelton already being a familiar name from his years in radio. Known for his easygoing presence and gift for physical comedy, Skelton created a lineup of memorable characters that audiences came to know well. Each episode mixed sketches, monologues, and musical moments, all built around his unique style of humor. Viewers felt like they knew Red, and tuning in every week felt like visiting an old friend, one who always had a new story to tell and a few funny faces to go along with it. The Red Skelton Show aired on CBS on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. At number 5, The Fugitive. The Fugitive followed Dr. Richard Kimball, a man wrongly convicted of murdering his wife, who escapes custody and sets out to find the real killer, a mysterious one armed man. Each week, Kimball moved from town to town, taking on odd jobs while staying one step ahead of the relentless Lieutenant Gerard, who was determined to bring him back to prison. Along the way, Kimball often found himself helping others in trouble, even as he tried to clear his own name. The show combined suspense with strong character storytelling, building toward one of the most memorable finales in television history. But that was still a few years away. The Fugitive aired on ABC on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. At number 4, The Andy Griffith Show. Ever since it first aired in the fall of 1960, The Andy Griffith Show delivered a steady dose of small town charm straight into America's living rooms. Set in the fictional town of Mayberry, the series followed Sheriff Andy Taylor, played by Andy Griffith, a calm, level headed lawman who kept things running smoothly using common sense and patience and a whole lot of kindness. And of course, Andy didn't do it all alone. His high strung deputy, Barney Fife, brought plenty of nervous energy and unearned confidence to the job, often creating as many problems as he solved. At home, Andy was supported by his Aunt Bee, who ran the household with care and kept a watchful eye on his young son, Opie. The Andy Griffith Show aired on CBS on Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
The table's set, you're all set. So it's time to bake the dinner rolls. New Pillsbury Quick Refrigerated Dinner Rolls. 3 special rolls to choose from. New Parker House Rolls, Flaky Crescent Rolls, and Butterflake Rolls. Fresh dough for fresh home baking.
At number 3, Gomer Pyle USMC. Premiering in 1964, Gomer Pyle USMC spun off one of Mayberry's most lovable characters and dropped him into a very different world, the United States Marine Corps. Jim Nabors starred as Gomer, the sweet, wide eyed recruit whose good intentions often got him into a lot of trouble. Much of the comedy came from his constant run ins with his commanding officer, Sergeant Carter, whose patience was tested daily by Gomer's knack for saying and doing exactly the wrong thing at the worst possible time. Gomer Pyle USMC aired on CBS on Friday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
Be sure and watch Gomer Pyle, USMC, with Jim Nabors every Friday night over most of these stations.
At number 2, Bewitched. Also premiering in 1964, Bewitched followed Samantha Stevens, played by Elizabeth Montgomery, a witch who marries an ordinary mortal man and tries to settle into a normal suburban life without using her powers. But of course, keeping magic out of everyday life isn't exactly easy, especially when her mischievous relatives, and most notably her mother and Dora, are constantly dropping in and stirring up trouble. Samantha's husband, Darren, played by Dick York, just wants a quiet, orderly home. But week after week, something magical always seems to get in the way. Bewitched aired on ABC on Thursday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And in the number 1 spot, can you guess what it is? It's Bonanza. Bonanza took viewers to the rugged landscapes of Nevada, where the Cartwright family ran the sprawling Ponderosa Ranch. At the center of it all was patriarch Ben Cartwright and his 3 sons, Adam, Hoss, and Little Joe, who all worked together to manage the ranch while dealing with a steady stream of outlaws and swindlers and troublemakers that always seemed to find their way into their lives. This season marked the end of an era, as it would be the last for the eldest son, Adam, played by Pernell Roberts. Roberts, unfortunately, was frustrated with the direction of the show and chose to move on, leaving Lauren Green, Dan Blocker, and Michael Landon to continue without him. Bonanza aired on NBC on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's it. That's the top 10 TV shows of the 1964-65 season. Did any of these surprise you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this sort of content, please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.
Orange juice, OJ. Orange juice, OJ.
Make your day the OJ way. Buy OJ the frozen way.
Score it, blend it, pour it.
Upend it.
OJ.